Welcome to Everything OG.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host with the most, the man with the plan, the BDub.
And
this is Mr. Everything OG.
Yes, Deviant the Digger in the house. What's good?
Today we're going to do something a little bit different.
Word up. It was some Stuntsville time. You know, every now and then we have to drop a little bit of jewels on you and some info on you about certain hard-to-find records and stuff like that. So this is that episode. Let's go ahead and start this with my first record of the day for today. This is a very sought-after record for a lot of people. And this is Banda Macho.
Is that Spanish?
Yeah, Spanish record. It's a Latin funk record. Caliente label, and a lot you see Caliente records, you know, all the time. You see find Spanish records, but once again, Banda Macho.
What kind of cuts is on there?
Oh man, it's crazy.
Is there like one cut that everybody wants?
There's a few cuts everybody wants, and BT Express, they do a version of BT Express Express.
Really?
Yeah, it's really dope. And also they do a version of Average White Band Pick Up the Pieces on here.
Okay, so they got some funk covers.
Yeah, they do funk covers. It's called like Y'all Know Me Pieces is the name of the song. You know,
Y'all Know Me Pieces.
Y'all Know Me Pieces. For Pick Up the Pieces.
You gotta work on your Spanish, brother.
Yeah. Man, it's just a really, really funky album. And you don't see it that much. I found this record in a dollar bin many years ago. And, you know,
it's hard to catch people slipping like that nowadays.
Yeah, man. Many years ago, I cut this in a dollar bin, and I was like, I actually didn't know the record at the time. I just took a chance on it.
After reading those titles, I would take a chance too.
Exactly. You know what I mean? They also do a version of Party Down, too, which is a famous Little Beaver cut.
Oh, wow.
But I just know the record is funky. Dope record.
What's next? Baby Huey story.
Baby Huey story. Kurt Tom. This record right here is incredible. And it's just super funky. I like the back cover too of that too.
You were telling me you had an interesting story about how you got this record.
The story is insane. When I first came across this record in my travel, back in the day, it was a small little thrift store. And she had records in there, and I went through and I found this. I was like, oh my God, Baby Huey. And it was just the cover. Alright? This is my original find. My original find was just the cover. So years later, you know what I'm saying, I'm still actually looking for the album to find the whole thing.
I know how it feels just to find the cover.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I was looking for the album again. A couple of years after that, I'm chilling with my homie, and I'm at his house. He has a very big collection of records. And first of all, I'm going to say that, and it's dope. But at the time, he had a lot of reissues in his collection. And at the time, he didn't really care about OGs. So he wasn't really on his OG tip. Now he is, though.
Yeah.
Especially after this story.
I bet he's kicking himself in the ass.
So he actually had a copy of the reissue of Baby Huey, and he had this OG of Baby Huey. And I was like, "What's up with these Baby Hueys, man?" You know. And he's like, "Yeah, man. You know, I got a couple copies of that, man. You can have one." You know what I'm saying? You can have this one right here, and it was the OG that he gave me. And I was like, "Are you serious? I can have this?" He's like, "Yeah, take it, man." You know what I'm saying?
That's friendship for you.
I was like, "All right, okay." And then they said, "Just the one you want me to have?" He was like, "Yeah, take it. I don't care if I got the other one." They said, "This record's better. It's brand new." So I was like, "Okay."
You didn't feel bad?
So after that, you know what I'm saying, shout out to my boy Deviant Swarm, man. I appreciate you so much,
How do you feel later on after doing that?
He's cool.
What's the standout cut on there?
Mighty is jam. And
also, he did not live to see his debut album. He died before it dropped, if you didn't know that. What you got next there?
Bam.
Oh, Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar by Caesar Frazier. This album right here, though, is a banger. First of all, it's on Eastbound. And Eastbound is a
those
dope.
Are hard records.
Yeah, Eastbound records are very hard to find. Like you just said, they're very sought after, very hard to find. Eastbound, though, it was, like you said, a sister label.
I think they were more jazzier. Westbound was funkier. They had the more jazzier releases on Eastbound.
This album right here, though, has really key cuts on here. Is Hickey Burr. His version is funky. Okay. I mean, crazy sick. And also Hail Caesar, which Melvin Sparks wrote. Melvin Sparks, you guys know him. He's a guitarist that's on Eastbound also. And he's dope. But anyway, and he's on this album too. Also, Idris Muhammad plays the drums on this album also.
Ooh, Idris.
And Cecil Bridgewater's on trumpet. Houston Pierce was on sax. Dope record. I definitely recommend you buy it.
What you got next? Bobby Jackson.
Desiree song.
Is that jazz?
Yes, it's jazz, and it's an incredible body of work.
What instrument did he play?
He plays piano.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and it's a lot of electric piano on this album. A lot of Fender Rhodes. It's kind of funky too. Has some funky jazz, like you say, funk soul jazz. I picked this up. It's a really good record. This Key Cuts is Desiree song on here. Pick it up. You see it. Next up, we got this record right here.
Saturday Night Special.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a What a Trio.
What's the story behind that record?
Story behind this record is I've always wanted this record for a long time, and I just not was finding it. I did find a copy a year ago that it was a little out of my price range.
I remember.
And I actually called you.
I scolded you because you could have bought it. But this is what we argue about sometimes. He'll have the money to buy a grail. He'd rather, instead of get a long time one, buy maybe 5 other ones that are a little less expensive, but more of a value.
Quantity
but
over,
some of those records he could have been found.
No, not that day. That day was a stack I still haven't found yet, and I think I made the right decision. But this is a record I hadn't been able to find, and I think it's an incredible album. And I got this particular copy from Mr. Yours Truly, because he didn't like the record.
Nah.
Huh?
Nah. It's a cool record. It's jazz. I think it's overhyped. I mean, I listened to it. There's some cool stuff on there. It was just not something that I would appreciate regularly. I knew my man here would like it, so I offered it to him. He liked it.
And
he's happy.
I'm
happy.
Very appreciative of that.
The world goes on.
I think this album is an incredible masterpiece, and the music on this album is amazing. The musicianship is crazy. Everything, OG family. Tell us what you think. Leave some comments. Tell me you think masterpiece or nah. You know what I mean? Just let us know what you think about Saturday Night Special by Lyman Wood Trio. I think it's incredible.
And I think it's nah. What you got next?
Very sought after record. I'm looking for a very long time. It's Bobby Williams.
I think you and everybody else.
And it's called Funky Superfly. But this record is incredible. But what is crazy about this record is this is a fake James Brown, I call him. And he's doing a James Brown impersonation. And
Could we say he's fake or just a James Brown appreciator?
Okay, a James Brown appreciator.
Because yes, I think James Brown influenced. He influenced many artists. And cover bands.
This is a copycat though.
And songs. Yeah, right down to the term in the necktie.
Yeah, I mean, this is a James Brown copycat, and every song is this straight funky like James Brown, but it's almost like one of the situations where you almost have to like the copycat. You almost,
Yeah, you gotta give him his
because he's so funky that you can't front him. Anyway, Bobby Williams, pick it up if you ever see this record.
What you got next?
This right here, Christmas Got Funky. Jimmy Jules, The Nuclear Soul System. One of the funkiest albums ever made to me. And very rare. And it's very funky.
They got a little stink on the elbow.
Yeah. But very, very funky record. It's a dope drum break on this record also. But no more you can say. It's a grail for all people that collect funk soul records. Major grail. The story behind this record is I saw this record at a record store for years. It was on the wall for like 4 years almost.
Oh wow!
And no one would buy it because he has so much money on it. And then I called him not too long ago, and I said, "Look, man," I said, "Dude, I need that record, man. I need this record. I know. What's up? Can we make a deal?" He's like, "Dude, guess what? I finally sold the record, dude." Stuff like that. I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh." He's like, "And I gave him a great deal." I was like, "Dude, I've been asking you to give me a deal on that record for years. What's up?"
Oh, that sucks.
You know what I mean? But what happened was basically it wasn't his record. He was on consignment, and he couldn't get in touch with the person to make the deal. So I guess he finally either got in touch or finally was just like, "I don't care no more." So anyway, but he's like, "Yo, guess what? The person I sold it to doesn't want it anymore. He's getting rid of a lot of records, and that's one of the records he's getting rid of." So I said, "Can you give me contact with him?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll call him and I'll let you know what's up." And then the next day he called me. He said he's ready to rock. I said, "All right, give me a couple days. Let's rock." So I finally got the record right here.
That's a good story.
Guess you got funky, and I'm so happy about this. And I definitely recommend it. Scoop it if you ever see it.
What you got next?
Eddie Russ, Fresh Out. For all you jazz lovers out there, this is an incredible body of work. Dope record, and the key standout concerts are the Lope song and is a banging cut on here. All But Blind is another banging cut. But Hill, Where the Lord Hides, is the cut that a lot of people buy this record for if you collect samples, because it has a very famous Far Side sample on here. Dope record. My next Grail hard to find record is this one here. Is my favorite right here. This is Parliament OSMIUM.
Ooh.
This is their first album on Invictus Records. This is before the fame, before Mothership and all that. Their first album. This album's incredible. And the story behind this record is a young Deviant, 16 years old. I was chilling with my homie Chuck, shout out to Chuck, at his house, and his step pops had a nice little collection. You know, he had kind of collection that, you know, stuff like a lot of black people didn't have. He had some stuff that you just didn't see, didn't even know about. And he had this in there. And
is that copy?
So what happened was...
If you haven't noticed, there's a theme of gabbling friends here.
What happened was, Step Pops knew that I was into music. I was always over there listening to records and stuff like that. And he played this record once. He played it for me, and I was like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I heard a record. You're the little hooky, you're the little hooky. I was like, oh, that's where Daylight got that from. On Potholes in My Lawn. Wow. And that just me. I was like, I gotta have this record. I gotta have this record. So I was like, sir, I love Parliament. And at that time, I was just getting into Parliament like a lot. I started collecting their records. Is there any way that you could sell me this record? I hounded him for about 5 months. And
he got off light, huh?
You know what I mean? And he finally gave me, he's like, you know what? Give me $20.
Ooh.
And I was like, woo, no problem. Shout out to him for this, man. I will forever be grateful to Chuck Steps Pops for this record right here. Upon the OSMIUM was my favorite albums in the world, and I'm so happy because this is the copy from back then, sir. Okay, Everything OG is in the house, y'all. What's up, family? Welcome to Everything OG. It's your boy Deviant the Digger, aka Mr. Everything OG.
It's me, the BDub building block.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And welcome to Everything OG. This is the crate digging show. You know what I mean? Where we just dig in the crates for y'all. This is going to be Stuntsville Part 2 for y'all. Solo mission style for my man, Building Block, a.k.a. Mr. BDub. Yo, BDub, let me know what you got right here. What's going on with your stack you got here? I mean, I've seen a lot of good stuff, and it looks like it's all sealed. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That can't be true.
Sealed.
It cannot be true that you have that much heat in that stack you want to reveal to the world sealed. I can't believe it.
And you know, the wall behind you as well.
The wall behind me as well was sealed too?
Everything.
That's crazy.
Sealed. I think I'm going to set it off with one of my most recent finds. The Passant Brothers. And the Buford Express.
Wow, that's a good one.
Loose and juicy.
And it's sealed.
Sealed.
Wow.
You know, pull out the plastic. Sealed. Still in the shrink.
Still, wow.
Little cut hole, punch in it.
That's
hey,
fine.
That's fine.
For you to have that record sealed is dope because this is a hard record to find open.
Yeah.
So you found it sealed. That's even extra sprinkle on the cake. I mean, well, I'm a little jealous, man, because I don't think I even own a Passant Brothers yet. I don't think. And,
don't worry about it. You got a lot of albums I don't own.
Let alone sealed, but that's a dope first start, though.
You know. Next, I'm gonna go to Cleveland Eden and the Garden of Eden. Now, in our last episode, you touched about him on the Black Jazz.
Yes.
You know, I have 2 other albums of his, but they're open. And I have this one. Now, here's one that I've been fighting the urge to crack open. And that's...
What's this?
John Wagner Coalition, Shades of Brown.
Wow. What's this record about, man?
This is the James Brown's Greatest Hits played by John Wagner.
Wow.
My Thing, Sex Machine, It's a Man's World, Ain't It Funky, Cold Sweat, Mother Popcorn, Super Bad, Super Slick, Cold Blooded, Fat One, Out of Sight.
Wow.
Can you see the dilemma I have? I'm a big
tough.
James Brown fan, and I've been fighting it. Each year, like my birthday, I said, okay, I'm opening it on my birthday. The artwork is crazy because I don't see how the artwork has anything to do with James Brown. One day I'll open this. Yeah, I'll give in, but for now,
just by the look of that record, I gotta get a copy of that. Just the way it looks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't seen it though, so I definitely want to scoop that up.
Keep digging, my brother.
What you got next, man?
Next one is a classic. Solomon Burke.
Yes.
I wish I knew. And this one is special for having Get Out of My Life Woman on it.
Yep. And this one also breaks the beats too.
Next up, we have RETTA Young. Young and Restless.
Major sought after record.
On all platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And again, sealed.
Yep. And it's on all platinum records. Anything on all platinum is kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, except for the moments in Ray Goodman and Brown.
Yes.
This next one, I had only seen the cover before.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Hutton, Piece of the Action.
Right, right.
Matter of fact, I think I only seen the cover of somebody on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Vacation Vinyl. This is where I got it from. My man Mark, he had the special crates he let me in. And I think I got a lot of good stuff from him. This is one of them. It's still sealed. I know it's sold. I've YouTubed some of his videos, and he has some great stuff. Paul Humphrey on drums.
Nice.
That's a recognizable name. But it's on ABC. Came out in 1973. I would guess it's sweet soul music.
Wow.
Number 1, Bobby Hutton. Piece of the Action.
This one right here is a mega monster.
Jimmy McGruff.
Wow.
Electric Funk. Sealed.
Yes. There's not much I can say about this album, man, but go ahead and speak on it, man.
This is Jimmy McGriff. You know, he's an organist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's playing electric organ on here. And I got this one from Bagatelle. Shout out to Steve from Bagatelle.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the wall. One Saturday, I think me, you, and my man Andy, we went digging.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and got it. I did.
Dope record, and I mean the musicianship on that album and just the songs, quality, everything on the album is so dope. I believe there's a break on there too. That's pretty banging, but
it's on Blue Note too.
Yeah, so
Funky album.
Blue Note. Funky album.
I guess I can go on this one. This one might have been my most favorite find.
Mm-hmm.
Songs of Metric Man. Wow. Kilo is 1,000 grams.
Mm-hmm.
This one right here.
Dope.
You know,
classic Kitty record with an ill break and
call this Kitty Funk.
Yep, there were funky songs in there.
And I got this from a Goodwill.
What
a Goodwill that normally never has nothing. One day I just went on a humble, and I'm looking through the records, and I'm seeing nothing, and I see a little bit of the cover stick up, and I was like, okay, get to it, pull it out. I can't believe my luck. I'm like, this cannot be real. I'm looking at it, shaking it, looking
Shout out
for
to
tears.
Ghostface too. Ghostface kind of used that sample pretty dope on there.
This might have been my favorite thrift store find,
next
to the David Wilson Big Band. That was. We
That's
ought to do
a big one. That's a big one.
we ought to do a best of our thrift store find.
Yeah, that's a big one. Classic.
And to keep the kitty funk going, Multiplication Rock.
Yes, sir.
Scholastic Rock. I used to love these cartoons coming up on Saturday mornings on Channel 7.
Amazing.
You know, my favorite, on
That's
here.
the one with the 3
is the
magic
magic
number. Yeah, dope. I believe has a little snippet that Diamond D used too. Dope album, and
Bob Dorough.
Bob Dorough was crazy.
Music and lyrics, and
Bob Dorough was crazy.
he has a very distinct voice. So you hear Bob Dorough, you know his voice. He has a folky kind of style to it, but on here,
I mean, but his music though, I don't know if he was the person that wrote the composing of the music or not, but the
music and lyrics, Bob Dorough.
There you go, because his albums, his solo albums, besides this one, has incredible samples.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And Bob Dorough was dope, but for you to have this record sealed, man, that's dope because I've never seen it sealed. You gotta laugh now.
My next one, we're gonna take it to the gospel. God is so wonderful. Reverend Way Elder Weaver.
Yep.
This one right here, it's a cover of We Are Family.
Yeah, dope too.
And shout out to Greg Belson because he put me onto this. I saw it one weekend. Matter of fact, I take it back. I saw it a month at the Buena Park show, and I didn't know what was on there. And I saw it was sealed. And the dude only wanted like $3 for it, and I passed on it. A steal. And then he put up a post and he played a snippet of it, and I saw what it was going for, and I was just like, I hope to the digging gods that record is still there next month.
Right.
And I ran back there.
Was it there?
this is the copy.
Wow.
Because I kept remembering, where did I see it? Where did I see it? I gotta find it. And I was just hoping it was gonna be there, and I didn't want to tip my hand. You know, so they, you know, you got to be careful because sometimes they'll get you. They'll know that you want something, and they'll find out, and they'll raise the price. But I was like, "You got any more of those records you had last week?" Yeah, here they go. Oh, okay, I'll take this one. Paid my little $3. Broke on out. You know.
Yeah, it's a good album. Great, I mean, dope version of We Are Family. All right, moving right along, what you got last on your list right here, young BDub?
Well, with no further ado, Inner Feelings, Roy Porter Sound Machine. In the front and the back. Now, for the record, this copy that I hold, this isn't my personal copy. It's his copy. But I had this, and I kept it sealed. Shout out to my man John from Mono Records. He always has the heat. And I went in there, and he had a new 45 collection in, a new album collection in. Guy passed away. Family had all his records in storage. Right. I guess they finally decided to sell them. Right. So he had all these dead stock 45s. Crazy. Soul 45s, funk. Stuff you couldn't believe, and he had these records. I wasn't too hip to Roy Porter. I saw the record before, heard a few joints on it off of YouTube, but I wasn't that knowledgeable of how demand this record was. So my thing was, I was digging through the 45s. I was finding stuff like Bill Doggett, Honky Tonk Popcorn. Ray Bryant, Up Above This Rock, 45s. Nice. James Brown 45s, The Drunk, stuff I didn't have. So I'm stacking them up, and he's like, yo, I got a Roy Porter. You know, I got a few of them, you know. And I was like, really? And I was like, okay, I'll take one. You know, he's like, it's sealed. You know, he said it usually goes for a little bit of money, but I'll give it to you for a deal. You know. And I said, okay. You know, like I said, I mean, I was more geeked about the 45s because I didn't know much about Roy Porter. Owning the record for a few years, I realized I'm never going to open this. And sometimes you can have a record that's so heavy, it's too heavy for you. Owning it just too much of a responsibility. And this was the record to me. This record, you know, just knowing that I had it and would never play it was like, why? You know, let me release this to the world and somebody else can own it and enjoy. Maybe they'll open it and they'll take it, or maybe they can deal with the weight of having it. Me, I couldn't do it. Knowing what I was sitting on, just sitting in the, you know, in the closet put away. What good is that? So I sold it.
This has been an incredible edition of Everything OG. My man Bill and Block had to come through with some nice sealed joints for y'all. And please leave some comments, let us know what you think. And we appreciate everybody for tuning in to Everything OG.
I'm your man BDub.
It's your boy D with the Digger.
Thank you guys for watching. Peace.